What's up, everybody? The Iceman here on the Iceman's Return on this Saturday morning. Um, Here in Connecticut, we just can't, stay into the 60s. We're back into the mid 40s, and we're lucky if we do get into the 50s today. Wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour in some areas. Unbelievable. But anyway, this is the Iceman, and watched TNA Impact Wrestling last night, bell to bell. There were 4 matches on the show, and I'd have to say the show was pretty darn good. It opened up with a submission match with Eric Young and Bobby Roode. Um, Hopefully, this will be the last of the feud between these two, because they've been feuding since the inception of TNA on Destination America since January 7th, and we're now here April 4th on this Saturday, April 3rd, last night. But a good match overall. Uh, both men pretty much delivering to each other like they did in previous matches. It, it was one of those matches that, I'll be quite honest with you, uh, I had no doubt in my mind who was going to come out on top of this match. And to my surprise, I was wrong, actually. Eric Young, again, with that some sort of plastic shin brace or whatever brace he has on, um, really delivered to Bobby Roode. And, he put the figure four on him a couple times and whatnot. And, these guys just went all out. And Bobby Roode ended up submitting. And Eric Young, yeah, ended up defeating Bobby Roode. I mean, this was really, really interesting. And, it's fun to watch Eric Young. You look into his eyes, he's got those beady eyes, and he sells his character so well as being like a lunatic. So I really enjoyed that, quite well. Um, Also, we had a segment, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards coming out with crutches. He had fractured his foot in a TNA one night only event. He's going to be out for a very, very long time. And it was sort of like a sad segment in a way. They were out there with Jeremy Borash, and Borash, asked them what they were going to do with their titles. Borash asked, you know, Davey Richards if he was going to, find a new tag team partner. But when it was all said and done, he put both tag team belts on the top of the turnbuckles, in adjacent turnbuckles in the ring, in the six-sided ring. And he said, we're relinquishing the tag team titles. But he did say, when Eddie's ready to come back, we're going after the belts that are rightfully ours, no matter who has them. So that was an interesting segment. And, now it makes you wonder who's going to end up getting the tag team titles. Could it possibly be a pairing of MVP and maybe Kenny King, or Kenny King and Low Key, or MVP and Low Key? Will the Revolution go back after the tag team titles, or will it be the Hardy Boys? It'll be involved in some sort of tournament, I'm sure. It's sort of interesting to see what develops here in weeks to come. So, yeah, that was a pretty good segment there as well. We also saw a knockouts match between Angelina Love and Gail Kim. Pretty good match for those two knockouts. Angelina, 6 times knockout champion. Gail Kim, one of the best female wrestlers ever to don wrestling tights and go into the ring. Uh, they put on a great match. And, I'll tell you, it didn't matter who won this match. It was just a fun match to watch. I thought maybe we'd see some interference by Awesome Kong, or maybe an appearance by Taryn Terrell. We didn't see that. Gail Kim did end up getting the pin and ended up winning this match, and it was a very good match. We saw a segment 2, and it was a show that's on Destination America, and it's like Ghost Hunters. And so we saw a segment of the gentlemen that are on that show, and with the Revolution, James Storm, which I didn't really understand what was going on in this segment. It was just really to promote the the Ghost Hunter show on Destination America, but basically they're in there with detectors and whatnot, and they're just looking for a ghost because apparently James Storm had claimed that someone he believed had passed away inside this barn. So it was just a weird segment. And then there was, you know, we'll get into that in a minute. We had BRAM and MAGNUS, which was a great match. These two actually delivered a super match. The saga continues. I don't know when it's going to end, but both BRAM and MAGNUS just beat the hell out of each other. Whether it be with a steel chair or whatnot. There was a segment there where BRAM had Magnus's head through the opening of the seat and the top part of the steel chair, ramming him into the ring post. Brutal. Excuse me. And then, of course, as the match went on, Mickie James appeared. Again, you sort of wonder why she keeps coming out, because obviously with her being out there, it's distraction for Magnus because he's worried about her getting hurt by BRAM. And here's the part I was going to say before. BRAM was taking it to Magnus, and he got Mickie James into the ring, and out comes James Storm of the Revolution, and he saves the day for Mickie James, which was really strange. I'm sure it's going to lead up to something in the near future. Will Mickie James join the Revolution, maybe? One has to wonder. But the match went on, and Mickie James still stood around ringside, and Magnus ended up getting the victory over BRAM in a very, very brutal match, a very, very physical match. Great match. I loved it. And this leads us up to the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match with the champion Kurt Angle defending his title against Bobby Lashley, the Destroyer, looking for his rematch. This match was actually better than the match that Kurt Angle defeated Lashley. This match, these guys two together performed so well in the wrestling ring. Used a lot of Greco-Roman wrestling moves and whatnot. There was a lot of German suplexes, spears by Lashley. Both men got each other in the angle lock. It was a brutal match, and this match went on for quite some time. And I'll tell you, as this match was going on, because I don't read spoilers, I honestly thought Bobby Lashley was gonna regain the TNA World Heavyweight title until the very, very end, after a long match, that Angle got a roll up on Lashley. The referee, Dave Hebner, or not Dave Hebner, the younger Hebner, had a bad angle when he was doing the 3 count. And as I'm watching this, I saw that Bobby Lashley's shoulder was up, but they gave the victory to Kurt Angle. So this leads me to believe there's going to be an Angle Lashley 3. And I do believe that Bobby Lashley deserves this match. And to be quite honest with everybody, these two put on a clinic. They put on a great championship match, and you really would hate to see it end. And especially after, with Lashley's shoulders clearly up. They were not totally down on the mat. I mean, it was just, yeah, they showed the replays, and it's like, wow, you're kidding me. They're giving this match to Lashley as far as getting beat and Angle retaining, and just, it's got to be a rematch, another rematch. It has to be. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, next and whatnot. So I really looked forward to this show last night, and this show actually delivered. It was called Bell to Bell. Um, I'm not really sure what the meaning of that actually was, um, but this show was, again, TNA just constantly improves on their programming, and this is why you know there's a lot of us that are wrestling fans just can't wait to tune in until the following week, because it's very enjoyable, it's very entertaining, and you really never know what to expect. So again, another great TNA Impact last night, and hopefully Bobby Lashley, the Destroyer, will get another match with Kurt Angle, and that should be the match that should decide the TNA World Heavyweight title. I honestly thought maybe there was going to be some, possible count out or disqualification with outside interference, but it was a very clean match throughout. And, these are the kind of matches you like to see end a show. Regardless, there was controversy at the end with Lashley's shoulders up, but still, no interference. And those, like I said, those are the kind of matches that you really want to see, you know, captivate you and have you, you know, see the end. And when it's all said and done, the show is over. You say to yourself, "Wow, this was really, really good." So there you have it, the Iceman here on this Saturday morning. Um, Hope everybody has a great day, and until the next time, peace out, everybody.